Oh, baby, here we are. Here we are. Number one. Number one. We've done 10 through to 2. We saw Slowy come in at second place, which I think a lot of people may have thought, maybe Slowy deserved a bit. But no. We've got the real number one on the list. We've got the real... I'm going to cut the long intros because I'm going to get right into it. Number one. The one and only. Bobbio. Let's not beat around the bush. We all know he's the best player around. Absolutely phenomenal. Can't do anything wrong. Perfect player. Everything. Okay. Let's. Okay. All jokes aside, Gareth Mr. Reese comes in the number one spot. My personal opinion, hands down, the best player in South Africa. I think what he shows in the server, his brain, the size of his brain, he's able to put up good numbers, eye-gelling, genuinely, overall, a great all-round player, can really do the most. I think he's probably going to be the player who is going to reap the rewards of putting in the most work, reap the rewards overseas of putting in the most work, watching the most demos, and ultimately just being one of the smartest player in the scene overall. I think he'll definitely reap the rewards, as I said, overseas when he's coming up against stiffer competition, smarter competition, people that will be punishing your mistakes a lot more. I think Miston will be the player who we'll see be putting up really, really good numbers, which he did throughout the whole of this year, constantly throughout the top 1-2 in the scoreboard, putting up numbers alongside the other two heavy hitters being Slowy and Fady. The demo we're going to specifically look at is going to be the finals of the biggest comp of the year, CT side Nuke. It feels like we've had like four Nuke demos on this, maybe even 5. I don't know. I think 4, but it's just this CT side of Nuke. It's going to be a fast one. Not too many rounds, not your normal 15, but he puts up 19 frags and single-handedly, effectively takes his team home. An absolute unreal 156 ADR, and he is really showing his caliber on the CT side of Nuke. So he's going to be playing. Okay, it's going to load here. So it's actually paused, but anyway. He's normally the player who plays over towards Mouth, flashing Slowy outside. He'll be playing outside as well. He'll be patrolling around that area. And he's going to be the player who's going to be absolutely popping heads. I didn't realize there was such a long pause before this. I think, as I said, missed him overall. As an overall player, I think he's undoubtedly the best player in the country. Yes, you could make an argument for putting Slowy first, even Fady first. But I think I'm happy with putting... putting Mistim as number one, just because I think overseas he is going to perform at the top of his game and he's really going to show them what he can do. So this is the pistol round. He's only going to be good for 1, but the man gets pizza 50 outside, and 80k have already lost pistol. He only dies 8 times in this half, so keep that in mind. But throughout this demo, we're going to see what Mistim is capable of. We're going to see he's capable of great positioning, great crosshair placement, great brain for the game, CSIQ, aim, all of the above. I think overall, as I said, as an overall player, genuinely phenomenal. Genuinely better than the rest, in my opinion. Really, really good player. He seems like he gets the jump on a lot of players a lot of the times just because he's just so CSIQ tolerant, if you will. But this is a 1v3. He's actually going to get caught out by Heartbreak. So he's died twice. This is a full eco. Probably going to die 3rd time. Love a little outside rush. Who doesn't love a little outside rush? It is what it is. It happens. But now it's the full buys. Now we're going to see a Mr. Masterclass. If you want to learn how to play Mouth on Nuke and learn how to support your star player off by outside, Mr. is definitely the player to watch. He's not going to hold. He's going to hold onto the smoke a little bit longer than usual. He knows the door's broken open and the lurk smoke has been dropped, so just going to spray through it just to ensure that if someone is going to drop vents, he's going to get some extra damage done. He's going to get the sound cues outside as the outside smoke does come in, as Fady's just going to go ham on ramp. And he's going to try make a play down vent, as he doesn't know if there's possibly one that's dropped. The last player's on ramp, so he's going to reposition and more than likely just get the jump on Divo when Divo's going to try clutch. And this is a pretty powerful off angle, that it's actually Blaze who gets the jump on Divo. But again, we're going to see how the masterclass outside. So he's going to be dropping that smoke every round, and that smoke is pretty pivotal, especially when you're playing towards outside, because that smoke, I call it glaive. Smoking over towards Glaive allows you to cross towards red without being seen from the player with a good spawn outside as a T. Allows you to play up close, allows you to get to Africa, places like that. And in this round, Mistim is going to be the first port of call to drop down towards the B bomb site. He's going to be holding this headshot angle, so if any of the players do choose to entertain him, he is going to be tearing their heads off. Slowy is actually doing a lot of the heavy lifting towards outside, but you know, we still haven't seen unreal capabilities that Mistim has. He's going to get 1 and 4 back. He knows it's a 5v2. He's actually going to fake the door open. Big fan of that. So he knows he doesn't have to stick around too long on the stairs, that is. It's a 5v2, no reason to give up his life and also give up the M4. But Diver's actually going to clear him out. So I don't actually think Diver would have heard the sound of the door open and close. I think Diver just cleared that out of habit, and then we saw what happens. But Mistim, he's going to be playing this position towards deep garage. The reason being for this is because we see Slowy going aggro towards mouth. So he can hold this. The main position for this is holding for the 7 wraps. So he's good for 1, good for 2, and eventually gets traded out. But you know, he's died a good couple times. He's going to be playing deep towards warehouse again, and again the point of this, holding for the mouth drop. If they do choose to go fast towards top silo, his job is to make sure he shoots the players in the back of the head when they try to drop onto Slowy. And also, if they get the info of this outside wrap, he'll be the player, the first port of call to ultimately frag out outside. But mouth has been smoked, and he's going to see what they get done. This is the server lagging. It's not actually my FPS or anything, it's the server. So it's also the Go TV, which is rough. So they're just going to choose to reset the round. This is actually at the final of Telkom vs Game Masters 2020, which was, the servers had a bit of a rough day that day, but it is what it is. But again, when you're playing deep warehouse like this, your main job is to ensure that the players that go top mouth from the T side are not dropping on your mouth player. Your mouth player is switched up. It's no longer Mistim this round. It's now Slowy. He's playing in the vent, but it's just going to be standard outside take from Dynamic, a smoke towards warehouse, and a smoke towards mouth. And flashes have come in, but he's actually going to push ahead of them and not get blind. He's going to shoot 1 in the back of the head. Eventually gets a frag onto Nexus, and now the last player is unknown. It is Dweezil towards lobby, and it's pretty much standard procedure. He actually got 2 frags. Sick Molly there. I'm speaking him up, saying, oh yeah, everything's good, everything's fantastic, best player in the country, and then yeah, he throws that. Come on, Gareth. I should have put Bobbio first, and we all know it. Dweezil's in a 1v3, I think, turned 1v2. Bombs down on the side. Blaze and Mistim are just going to be holding a crossfire. Blaze will be able to watch if the player walks out hut. If he walks out hut, Mistim can take the fight along with Blaze, peek off his contact. They're just going to be holding a really good crossfire, not really giving Dweezil way into this round, and Mistim's going to get a sick 3rd kill. That's the first of many multi-kills. So now we're going to see Mistim play his preferred position back towards mouth again. An early molly towards the door ensures that this rush doesn't happen, and also allows Doe to hold on to his molly if the late A hit does come in. And again, the outside smokes come in. Doe is not going to be the one to drop. It's actually going to be Mistim. He's going to catch 1 on the cross. He's going to carry and fight this angle. He's going to get 2 and drop the bomb, and even a 3rd. Absolutely phenomenal. And a 4th. Can he get the ace? Dweezil, last player, doesn't know where he is. Could be down. Is down. Dweezil eventually takes him out. But what Mistim does so well there is he's not going to be choosing to fight 2 angles at once. He's not going to be pushing out the vent, leaving himself in the open. He's only fighting 1 angle there, and he's even dropped the smoke. He's going to have the advantage. The T's are going to be grey screened, and he's going to absolutely play that really, really well. Sick 4K in that round. Clean anti-eco. We're going to see what he does in this one now again. Blaze is going to take an aggro angle towards lobby. And Mistim again, he's going to be taking this fight over towards mouth. The outside take is going to come out once again, and he's going to choose to push pretty aggro towards this mouth smoke. It's going to land a bit deep, which means Mistim can get this angle towards outside, and these flashes aren't going to hit him. So he's good for 1, he's good for 2, he's good for 3. Fantastic play. I was hyping him up, and he showed me a good demo, and I can get some good content out of the boy, because, you know, at the end of the day, it's sick, and everyone in South Africa talks about Mistim's flashes, so you can yoink this flash lineup for yourself. Flashes towards outside for Slowy to take these gunfights. Mistim's just going to be flashing so that Slowy can get any frags in the round that he can. He's going to re-smoke, which allows Slowy to actually get out. He's going to go down towards 2-3 HP, but Slowy is able to get out. And again, what Mistim does... And the sick thing about Mistim is he's so confident in his aim, and he plays with such confidence and such good crosshair placements that he's perfectly able to take these gunfights. He's going to take these angles with such confidence, swing on these gunfights when he wants to, and we just saw the first one there, how capable he was of taking that angle. And again, he's going to try to get another frag. It's 5v4, but he can try, again, put the foot on the neck of the NMK. He's actually going to drop the bomb, knows the player's gone down to the secret, but actually gets caught with the reload or the resets of the AK. But throughout this demo, we just seeing what Mistim's capable of. The positioning, the CSIQ, the flash lineups, the nades, how he chooses to play around smokes, all of the above, dodging T flashes, how he chooses to add pressure. He knows those players are going down secret, so he chooses to add pressure towards the outside, actually catches the bomb, and he's in an ideal scenario, he catches the bomb carrier, then he drops that molly because he's heard the players go down, and then he can reposition and get an even better angle for when they come back up secret. Like, that's the best case scenario, but obviously he's caught with a nade in his hand. But you know, overall, I think Mistim, as an overall CS player, when he goes overseas, I think he's going to be the player who's going to be the one to look out for alongside Fady and Slowy, obviously. I think the three of them have absolute unreal firepower together, but I think as a complete player, as an overall player, I think Mistim is the player who sets up his team, allows his team to perform the best, calls, he's an RGL. I think CSIQ is absolutely phenomenal, through the roof, and sick double spray down, one player left alive as the lobby crunch comes in, last player still was outside, and I mean, that's all she wrote. As short a demo as you like. I'm only 11.5 minutes through the recording, and I think Mistim is, like, as I've said so many times, as an overall player, genuinely, like, so sick. Just the way he plays, the way he chooses to play. I think if you want to learn about the game, learn about positioning, crosshair placement, all of the above, Mistim is the player to watch from the local scene itself. I think when he goes overseas, as I said, he's going to be the one who's going to be carrying the baton, if you will, of JT and Sonic. He's going to be the one that's going to be passed to, and I think he's going to be the one who's going to be putting in the hours. He's going to be leading ATK to victory overseas when they do go. And I think he's overall absolutely phenomenal person, absolutely phenomenal player, and I'm keen to watch streams of NA broadcasts, or NA broadcasts rather, where he's going to be at the top of the server, calling, making sick calls, allowing ATK to get to 16 rounds, and I think it's going to be sick to see him perform at the top of his game overseas. But guys, unfortunately, the shortest video is going to be number 1. It's not going to be too long. I mean, it's what happens when he absolutely frags out in the demo that I have to watch. But, you know, overall, that's been the top 10. Like, that's it. That's it. Finished and klar, you know. I know there's been a couple disagreements, a couple controversial picks, but at the end of the day, the main narrative I try to push the whole time is that it was my opinion on the top 10, who I thought were the best players in South Africa for my various reasons, and things like that. Players who could lead teams to finals, players who ultimately couldn't, players who could put up sick numbers in the servers, and players who overall, as a complete player, did their role well and allowed their team to perform at the highest level in which they could. And that's why I've ultimately chosen Mistim as the number 1 player. I think he encompasses all of those. I think he is phenomenal, leads his team to victory, does all the support plays, is still able to put up sick numbers, and I think Mistim is definitely going to be a player overseas where he's going to be putting up sick numbers, and he's going to be leading ATK to victory and ultimately flying the South African flag high. But ultimately, I've said ultimately way too many times, but ultimately, that's going to be it for me, guys. This was my top 10 list, top 10 South African players of 2020 specifically. But I'm going to be keeping more of this POV demo content coming specifically for the South African scene further, because I think we need exposure as much as possible. So Mistim's definitely definitely a player to keep an eye out for when he goes overseas. But I'll start releasing more content for players to look out for locally when 8K move overseas, and before then, just ultimately a better general idea of the scene. And I'm going to say ultimately one more time, because ultimately that's been it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like it, share it if you think someone should see it, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and comment down below if you think I'm right for the number 1, you know. You could think I'm wrong, you could think I'm right, but it is what it is. It happens. But that's been it from me. And guys, yeah, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you on the flip.